things are getting crazy messy in the Harris household, saying he spent most of his time with his grandma in the hood and only visited T.I. for TV show recordings.
Yes. The family hustle. With the track record of reality shows.
King Harris just got hit with the ultimate betrayal, and T.I. is making sure everyone knows it.
And it looks like King Harris's girlfriend, Big Nana, is at the center of it all.
Look, she used to have to come to my grandma's house, because I'm getting in the fight. You act like a baby to go to your grandma's house. Every day!
King Harris, the 19-year-old son of rap legend T.I. and Tiny Harris, is once again in the spotlight after explosive new footage of him went viral online. The clip shows King accusing his father, T.I., of abandoning him during his childhood, sparking a heated debate about their complicated father-son relationship. As the video circulates, questions surrounding King's upbringing, behavior, and family dynamics are dominating social media, with fans and critics taking sides. The footage, which quickly spread across social platforms, captures an emotional King lashing out at his family. "Y'all don't know what I've been through," he said, visibly upset. His raw, unfiltered emotions struck a chord with many viewers. However, others criticized the young Harris, accusing him of being spoiled and entitled. King's public outbursts are no longer new, but this particular incident has reignited old debates about his struggles and his relationship with his famous father.
And let's not forget how he showed zero remorse after folks dragged him for that shady stunt with the homeless man. He dangled $50 in front of the guy, daring him to take on the tacky chip challenge without drinking water for 5 minutes. The poor man was struggling with the heat, and in the end, he lost. But of course, the king had a little consolation prize for the man. Like that was supposed to make it all better. He should have apologized, especially since that chip is already banned, but nah, he was feeling too big to own up to his mess. Now, while we're all quick to drag King for going toe-to-toe with his pops and acting a fool, let's not sleep on what he posted on his Instagram story. He laid it all out clear as day. If I'm mistaken, just say that. Stop making the world think you F with me when you don't. So get this, King wasn't just some spoiled rich kid like T.I., and Tiny tried to make us believe during that showdown. Sure, he had all the luxuries money could buy, but he was raised by his grandma right in the heart of the hood, not behind some fancy gated community. Even though his parents made sure he never lacked anything financially, his grandma's place was smack dab in the hood, and guess what?
One of King's most shocking claims in the video is that T.I. abandoned him as a child. He alleged that he was left to grow up with his grandmother while T.I. and Tiny focused on their careers. While King's feelings of neglect may be valid, critics argue that his privileged upbringing contradicts his claims. Growing up in a wealthy, high-profile family, King had access to resources and opportunities far beyond those of most children.
Reprimanding his son for embarrassing himself and the family. The confrontation escalated to the point where T.I. had to physically restrain King, putting him in a headlock to emphasize his authority. Adding to the drama, King later accused T.I. of abandoning him in the hood and using tough love as an excuse for neglect. Fans were quick to call him out, pointing out the inconsistencies in his narrative. King has tried to portray himself as a rapper with a rough upbringing, but many noted that he grew up in a mansion with wealthy parents. However, King claims that he spent much of his childhood living with his grandmother in the hood, only visiting T.I.'s home when it was time to film their reality show, Family Hustle. These revelations painted a complicated picture of King's upbringing and relationship with his father. Fast forward to today, and the focus has shifted to Big Nana, who many believe is taking advantage of King's naivety and their relationship to secure financial stability. Sources close to the family allege that Big Nana thinks having King's baby will make her famous and provide her with a steady income from his wealthy family. Ty is not having it.
T.I., known for his bluntness, didn't take King's accusations lightly. In a recent interview, T.I. dismissed the claims, stating, "He's trying to create a story that just isn't true." T.I. went on to highlight the sacrifices he and Tiny made to ensure their children had a better life. He also pointed out that King's attempts to portray himself as a product of the hood are unfounded, given his comfortable upbringing in gated communities and private schools.
Here we are. Let's not forget that King and T.I. haven't exactly had the smoothest father-son relationship. Remember that viral moment a few months ago when King got into it with some guy at a basketball game? King went live on Instagram, and we all saw how the drama escalated. Ty stepped in and literally had King in a headlock, reminding him who's boss. Talk about a parenting moment.
He know I stand on business. He know that. Ain't no nigga ever pulled my car ever in life. I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop me in your hood, I stand on business. You wanna hide it for the world, I'ma put it out there for them to see. I wouldn't put up nowhere. You ain't had me put up nowhere. Like I ain't got too much to drink. I done drunk too much. Drunk too much. Let's go.
After the game drama, King aired out some deep feelings, accusing T.I. of abandoning him in the hood and even claiming he was abused.
Much of King's childhood was documented on the hit reality TV show T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle. The series portrayed the Harris family as close-knit and supportive, but King has since alleged that the show only presented a curated version of their lives. According to him, he was often picked up from his grandmother's house to film episodes and returned there as soon as filming ended. This revelation has cast a shadow over the authenticity of the show and added fuel to King's claims of neglect.
Well, by 2011, you guys decided to do the reality show with the Family Hustle. With the track record of reality shows, a lot of times you see, couples like Hulk Hogan and his wife happily married for 100 years, then they do a reality show, and then next thing you know, they're divorcing, and his wife is dating an 18-year-old, and it just ends up being somewhat of a mess. But you're actually executive producing this show. So did you feel like having your hands in that part of the business would prevent that?
Well, I mean, I know that it was a big issue in my household because we spoke about it, at first. First of all, in 2009, I did my first reality show, which was Tiny and Toya, with me and just Toya, Toya Wright, which is Lil Wayne's baby mother, and ex-wife at the time. And so we did our show. It was very successful. And it brought on, me trying to get Tip to let us do a family show.
King's teenage years have been riddled with controversy, from legal troubles to public disputes. He's been arrested for marijuana possession, carrying a firearm, and even failing to appear in court. Critics often point to his run-ins with the law as evidence of poor decision-making, while others view them as cries for attention or rebellion against his father's authority.
King, let me ask you a question, man. Do you feel any type of pressure?
They say pressure make diamond. So
okay.
It's like a walking diamond. You know what I'm saying? I don't fold under pressure, I pile under pressure.
That boy quick on his feet, ain't he?
Yeah, I'm the more, as he was saying, I'm him when he made his most mistakes. That's what he tells me. We can, I could do something with him, but he wouldn't want to. You know
Why not?
Because he wouldn't want to hear me talking my talk and him.
No matter how accurate it is.
Yeah.
Tip over there shaking his hand like he right. I don't.
Yeah, but it's one song he did get on and he kind of had he didn't want to bring it to me. He didn't want to. It's like a fly going around and say, this shit hard, but I don't know how to, And he was like, man, let me get on it. And I said, oh, I didn't think you want to get on it.
Just as the dust was settling from his legal troubles, King faced another bombshell. A DNA test revealed he is not the father of Big Nana's baby. T.I., suspicious of Nana's intentions, secretly ordered the test, which confirmed his doubts. While some fans praised T.I. for protecting his son, others criticized him for undermining King's judgment and handling the matter without King's knowledge. The revelation devastated King, adding another layer of tension to the already strained family dynamic.
Buckle up, because the tea I'm about to spill is hotter than a midsummer's day in Atlanta. Things are getting crazy messy in the Harris household, and it looks like King Harris's girlfriend, Big Nana, is at the center of it all. Word on the street is that Big Nana's been pulling the strings, emotionally playing King for months. And y'all, folks are saying she's baby-trapped King Harris to secure her place in the Harris family, and more importantly, a piece of that T.I. fortune. But T.I., he's not here for it one bit. Let's break it all down because this story has layers. From day one, T.I. has been warning King that Big Nana's intentions might not be as pure as King thinks. And let's be real, T.I. isn't new to this. He's been in the game long enough to tell who's genuine and who's chasing the bag. Now, it seems like his worst fears are coming true, and he's making it clear that Big Nana is not about to manipulate her way into the family's finances or dynamics. Ty isn't playing games, y'all.
Big Nana, King's older girlfriend, has been a controversial figure throughout this drama. T.I. has openly questioned her intentions, suspecting she was more interested in the Harris family's fame and fortune than a genuine relationship with King. Nana has largely stayed out of the public eye since the DNA test, but insiders claim she's trying to salvage her relationship with King despite the fallout.
Even though T.I. and King aren't exactly number father-son goals, sources revealed that T.I. really tried to warn King about how having a baby this young would completely change his life. But here's where it gets wild. King was so head over heels for Big Nana that he went and told her everything his father said. According to insiders, that's when Big Nana allegedly started manipulating King, making him distance himself from his parents. He stopped returning their calls, and it was like she had him completely under her spell. That's why his parents weren't even at the baby shower. But T.I. wasn't about to sit back and watch his family get played. Not only did he reach out to Big Nana with a straight-up warning that he wasn't going to let her manipulate her way into the family's money, but he also made it crystal clear that he wasn't going to be financially responsible for her, and then he made that power move, secretly getting that DNA test done on the baby. And guess what? T.I.'s instincts were spot on. The DNA test came back negative. King Harris is not the father of Big Nana's baby. When
The internet has been divided over King's behavior. Supporters argue that he's simply a young man trying to find his way under the harsh spotlight of fame, while critics accuse him of being reckless and irresponsible. Social media has also been flooded with opinions about T.I.'s parenting, with some blaming him for King's struggles and others commending him for his tough love approach.
Fans weren't buying it, though. They were quick to point out that King grew up in luxury. Like, come on, your dad is T.I., a millionaire, and y'all live in a gated mansion. But King doubled down, saying he spent most of his time with his grandma in the hood and only visited T.I. for TV show recordings. This opened up a whole other can of worms about T.I.'s parenting style.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, Tip used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandma's house.
Every day. No, I'm going to tell you the reason why he wanted to be over there. Y'all ready? Because he can suck and pacify over there till he was 12 years old. He was sucking pacify till he was 12 years old. He couldn't do that in the house. You
cried like a baby. Hold it real.
Yeah.
T.I.'s parenting style has often been described as no-nonsense and uncompromising. He has repeatedly said that he gives his children the freedom to make mistakes, but holds them accountable for their actions. However, King's repeated brushes with controversy have led many to question whether this approach is effective.
He's told King straight up, you're on your own with this one. He's not going to be financially responsible for Big Nana or her baby. Basically, King has to man up and handle his business. And if you're wondering why T.I. is so adamant, well, grab a snack and let's rewind this story to the beginning. At first, it seemed like T.I. and Tiny were enjoying this new phase of their lives as grandparents. Tiny's daughter Zonique had a baby girl in 2020, and T.I.'s other son Damani also became a dad recently. The Harris household seemed to be buzzing with baby joy. Then came the announcement that King and his girlfriend Big Nana were expecting. And let's just say, T.I. wasn't smiling. In fact, during interviews, he made jokes about teaching his grandkid to give King a hard time. His disappointment was crystal clear. Now we know why. Turns out, Big Nana is older than King, and from the jump, T.I. felt like she was more into the money than into King himself. He warned his son not to let his guard down, but King didn't listen. And now, here we are.
A recurring theme in King's narrative is his desire to carve out his own identity, separate from his father's legacy. He has stated on multiple occasions that he doesn't want to live in T.I.'s shadow. However, his attempts to create a tough image and embrace street culture often clash with the realities of his privileged upbringing, leaving many fans skeptical of his intentions.
You've likely seen the strained dynamic between King and his father. T.I., real name Clifford Harris, has always been a strict and often vocal parent, and it's clear that the two don't always see eye to eye. T.I. has gone on record multiple times to say that King isn't ready for the responsibilities of adulthood, let alone fatherhood. It's easy to see why T.I. holds this opinion, given King's ongoing behavior. Over the past few years, King has worked hard to cultivate an image of himself as a tough, street-smart rapper, even though his upbringing couldn't have been further from the streets. The son of one of Atlanta's most successful and influential rappers, King was raised in a life of privilege, growing up in a gated community with two parents who worked hard to provide a luxurious lifestyle for their children. Despite this, King has repeatedly tried to embody a persona that's vastly different from his reality. He's often seen trying to project a gangster image, a far cry from the truth of his upbringing. It's this forced persona that many
fans have drawn comparisons between King's behavior and T.I.'s early years. Before becoming a successful rapper and businessman, T.I. faced his own legal troubles and struggled to find his footing. Many are hopeful that, like his father, King will eventually turn his experiences into lessons and use them as fuel for personal growth.
Man, Jason knew what he was getting into, man, you know what I'm saying, in day one. When he walked into the barbershop, when DJ Toon walked him into the barbershop, me and my cousin Toot had on Greenbrier Parkway, or now was it Stone Road? Anyway, up the street from Greenbrier, we had a barbershop. And as soon as he walked in there, you know what I'm saying, he didn't know it was me. He didn't know I was the rapper that we were speaking about, but he knew that I had trouble with the law. He knew that I sold drugs for a living. He knew that I was talented musically, but my potential would be determined by whether or not I decided to stop selling drugs. So before I took him on as a manager, he already knew that I had these conflicts, you know what I'm saying, before I even brought him on as a manager.
Growing up in the limelight has undoubtedly shaped King's behavior. Being the son of a hip-hop icon comes with its own unique pressures, from living up to high expectations to dealing with public scrutiny.
There are countless tragic stories of Hollywood stars and their unfortunate fates. To name just a few, there's Judy Garland, Amy Winehouse, Avicii, Kurt Cobain, Michael Jackson, and now, recently, Matthew Perry and even Liam Payne. These people are all very different, but they do share common ground in the sense that they lived their lives under a blaring spotlight, and they were all taken from the world too soon. And I find it difficult to wrap my head around two things when it comes to famous people, specifically dying young. The first is that we, as the public, got to watch their lives unfold right before our eyes, which is just such an unnatural way for someone to live. And the second is the thought that maybe if we didn't get that invasive glimpse into their lives, that they might still be alive today. And I wanted to talk about this because Liam Payne, well, the news of Liam Payne passing came out yesterday. He was only 31. And it's just been haunting me a little bit. It's affected me, I think, because I remember when One Direction was formed. And even though I've never been a super fan or anything, I do feel like I still got to watch them grow and evolve as people.
For King, these challenges have often manifested in rebellion and a desire to prove himself outside of his father's influence. The recent drama has reportedly caused friction within the Harris household. While Tiny has advocated for a more open and understanding approach to King's issues, T.I. has focused on protecting the family's reputation. This divide has made it difficult for the family to present a united front during such a turbulent time.
No wonder T.I.'s kids hate him. He only cares about one person. Among T.I.'s 7 children, his eldest daughter, Deja Imani Harris, is undoubtedly the one who dislikes him the most. Although she is now a successful influencer, she can never escape the shadow her father casts over her. Deja began experiencing severe mental health issues at the age of 11. Shockingly, T.I. publicly discussed his daughter's private matters on social media before she was even a teenager. Reportedly, T.I. revealed that he takes Deja to see a gynecologist every year to ensure she is not dating. This statement sent the media into a frenzy. According to Deja, during that time, gynecologist became a defining term for her. Besides her fear of the internet, she felt shocked and disappointed that her father would say something like that. So even though T.I. apologized to his daughter for this, Deja has never forgiven him. Additionally, King Harris has also complained about his father due to growing up in the spotlight. His relationship with T.I. has always been strained. He often embarrasses T.I. on their shows. King has also been arrested multiple times due to his rebellious behavior.
As King continues to navigate the challenges of fame, family, and fatherhood, the spotlight on him is unlikely to dim anytime soon. Whether he chooses to follow in T.I.'s footsteps and use his struggles as a catalyst for growth or continues down a rocky path remains to be seen.
I said my hair probably looks terrible.
No, it don't, baby.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Say, Mama, your hair look terrible.
Hey everyone, we've got some super sweet news today. King Harris just introduced his newborn son, King Jr., to the world, and trust me, these pictures and videos will melt your heart. Let's dive in. Meet King Jr., King Harris gave us the cutest sneak peek of his little one. From his big, curious eyes to his tiny hands, baby King Jr. is already stealing hearts. And the way King holds and talks to him, it's pure dad goals.
You okay, buddy? Don't make me put your hoodie on. Uh-oh.
King also shared a strong message online, addressing any rumors and proudly introducing his son. He wrote, "Here's King Jr., everyone, my twin. It's clear he's over the moon about being a dad and cherishing these moments."
What you doing over there? You okay, buddy? You okay, buddy?
King Harris and King Jr. are already the perfect duo. We can't wait to see more of their journey together. What do you think about King Jr.?
So what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and hit that bell so you never miss a thing.